I'll say morning all because today it is Monday the 16th of September at 7:27 a.m. So I'm going to do a little bit of a different series now. Well, I'm going to try and do a series every single Monday because before the staff get in, I get into work about 6 a.m. Before the staff get in, I do a cupping of the roast that I performed last week. And I thought it would be an interesting way for you to just understand what I'm cupping through, what I'll be roasting this week, maybe some thoughts. So I'm trying to think of additional ways of documenting what I do and adding value to you. These videos that I'll do on a Monday as a series are going to be completely unedited. I mean, I might just edit the slurping bit out, but other than that, it will be rambling thoughts on the coffees that I have roasted the week prior. There will be a look forward or a view into what I'm going to be roasting this week. And maybe some discussions as well about broader things, because one of the things I picked up from the market on Saturday, so Saturday 14th of September, was there's quite a few discussions about extraction and espresso, and it was leading me to think, with the lowering, am I roasting a touch too light for home espresso users, and should I introduce an espresso only line of each batch? But I'll come to that. So let's just cut through the table. I've got Pantano Caixa de Fruta, which was it was a spot coffee that I brought in because I didn't have particularly many origins to roast last week. So that won't be around this week, but it's an interesting cup. And then I've got Los Volcanitos, La Bolsa, and then a brace of the Mius. I happen to have drunk a whole one of the batches at home over the weekend. So let's just taste my way through, and then I'll discuss the coffees. Okay, so all of these, there's 6 coffees. They're all incredibly crisp and bright. So clean, all clean. I'm just drinking the Miu here as well. So they're all very, very clean. So if you like clean coffees, even the Pantano, which is a coffee that is generally quite a full-bodied one, is clean and crisp. So in the cup, I get that lovely orange acidity that the Pantano has. There's a little bit of creaminess, and there's definitely some nut and a very, very, very polite milk chocolate on the finish. This is, for you who need to know, 25521, roast batch 25521. Now we roast with Cropster. That is the PR number, the Cropster Roast Intelligence number. So if you ever have a positive experience with a particular batch or a negative experience, you can convey that back to us at the roastery, sales at theblendingroom.co.uk, or call us 01482 494, no, that's my home telephone number. Can't remember our telephone number. And just get in touch and we'll try and go through the coffee with you. So, creamy orange, clean crisp, nut, hazelnut, certainly, maybe macadamia as well, and chocolate, milk chocolate on the finish, very, very light. So this is the Caixa. Caixa is much more orangey, really sweet, like beautifully sweet. Mandarin, cashew nut, this one, loads of cashew, and again, milk chocolate. Very clean, crisp, a really beautiful example of coffee from Brazil, natural coffee from Brazil. This is only an 82.5 point coffee, SAS points, but it's excellent. It's really, really good. Great value as well. So do have a good go at that one whilst it's here. I've only got a few bags left, and then it's gone. What are we on now? Los Volcanitos. Do you know what? This isn't Los Volcanitos. This is Los Volcancitos. Frustratingly, when we picked up the information from our importer, there was a spelling error that has gone all the way through to our packaging, and now I just politely ignore it. But it's actually Volcancitos. Never mind. We'll call it Volcanitos because that's what it says on the bag. Okay, so lots more acidity with this. It has, excuse me, lots more acidity, much more sort of purple fruits. There's a real autumnal vibe to this coffee. Fruity, sweet, purple fruits, brown fruits, date, fig, those sorts of things. Again, chocolate on the finish, very clean and crisp. Stonking coffee, that. Well worth a purchase. And this, by the way, is roast batch 25525. Next one, La Bolsa. Right, cherry and chocolate. Roast batch 25560. Clean, crisp, cherries, chocolate, everything that La Bolsa is. 84 points, 84 and a half. Stonking coffee, well worth a visit. And then I have a brace of the Mius. Another really delightful coffee. Now, this is roast batch 25526 and roast batch 25527. Again, there's more fruits in this coffee. How do I describe the fruits? They are peachy. There's like an apricot quality as well. Slightly different when you have a brewed batch. With the brewed batch, there's more syrupiness. This is very crisp on the cupping table. Which do I prefer? Probably the end one. 25527. It's got more fruit characteristics, a little bit more acidity. Anyway, so coffees today: Pantana Caixa de Fruta, Volcancitos, La Bolsa, Miu, and Miu. All tasting great. If you like fruit-forward coffee, go Volcanitos and Volcancitos and La Bolsa. Grab the Caixa de Fruta now if you enjoy cashew and nut and creamy coffees. Pantano's always around, but that's really delicious. And the Miu, whilst it's here, because I think I've got maybe like 2 batches to roast on that. That is a filter coffee, out and out filter coffee. Coming up this week, we have a Colombian coffee for our subscription. So that's going to be roasting Tuesday, shipping Wednesday, with subscribers Friday, available broadly online on Saturday. So expect lots of acidity, fruitiness, orange characteristics, etc. The other thing that I was going to discuss with this particular medium is I'm going to do it every week. I'm going to cup through and talk through every single one of the coffees that are roasting or have been roasted and are available momentarily to purchase online, web link below. I'm going to keep these raw as possible. I'm going to try and make them a little bit more interesting. This is the first foray. I'm going to also use the cupping to discuss a little bit about our week in view with Blending Room, and maybe something to do with the retrospect. I tried to do a series before where I held myself accountable to myself. So committing to certain things in the business, discussing points around running the business that some small business owners may find useful, or you guys as viewers might find a useful insight into running a small coffee roastery and small 500-600 kilos of output a week, because this is a complex environment. There's a lot to do, and I must say that I'm also finding doing all this content stuff really quite difficult, because there's a huge amount of work involved. So I'm also going to discuss things that I am doing in order to try and make producing content for small businesses easy and frictionless. So at the minute, this is on my iPhone 15 Pro something or other. I'm using a lav mic for those people who are interested. I'm going to edit out using Final Cut Pro, the Slurpies. I've got a cheap Amazon light trying to give me some additional light, but I think I might get a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, because apparently that has face tracking. But that's a different story. That will come in the future. Anyway, do have a go at the coffees. They're all delicious. I'll see you again next Monday, and I hope this edit is okay. Do feedback in the comments if there's anything that you want to discuss around the coffees that I'm roasting, or any other points of matter. for example, the extraction of espresso on extremely light to very light coffees from a Loring S15 Falcon. Anyhow, until next Monday, cheers.